So, are we talking? You want to talk?
Yeah, we're going.
So, Adam and I doing Q&A today a little bit differently because the entire southeastern United States is without Windstream internet service, so we don't have the internet. And so, here we are. We were upstairs doing some product videos, some product install videos today, so I'm going to use a VP44 as a backdrop. Well, maybe I'm not going to.
Gonna have to go easy on the beats because we're rocking off of an iPad and a hotspot right now trying to do this.
We can't we can't have the VP44 as a backdrop today.
You can. Oh.
I was going to put it in there because we were going to talk about VP44s. So.
I gotcha.
Welcome to Q&A, caveman style. Here comes the questions. What do they say?
That's not a question.
I get to talk to them today. Do I get to list I get to read the questions and answer the questions. It's going to be great. Today's story is going to be chaos.
Yeah, you're stuttering a lot today. You okay?
That means that you know when I'm lying.
We should do we should totally do something one day where we write down our customer comments, things that have been said to us over the years,
yes.
and just read them like mean tweets. That would be.
Oh
funny.
yeah, mean tweets.
That would be pretty funny.
They'd gig me pretty hard on there, but I think I can take it. It's okay. I totally know that I'm 10 kinds of ugly. I don't need the general public to tell me.
Why is this stupid thing changed all of a sudden, and it's not letting me read comments today?
It says we're live. 44 people are watching.
We are
us.
live. There we go. All right. Robert wants to know, I'm in automotive school, and I can't get over my instructor telling me that a 6.4 diesel is the best diesel motor ever. What's your opinion on it?
Robert? Well, Robert, I tend not to brand bash because it is a public forum and lots of our great customers have 6.4s. When the 6.4 first came out, I was a very, very big fan of it. Everything from an engineering standpoint really looked like they knocked it out of the park. From common rail to to the dual sequential or to the twin turbo setup, it all looked like an engineering it was going to be a great motor, and it still is a great motor. There are things on the 6.4, just like on the 6.0, that need to be cleaned up. One of the most disappointing things to me on the 6.4 is the daggone valve train, is the rocker arm setup. I just think that's the most chintzy, cobbled up, junk setup that any engineer could possibly have ever put out. And I harp on it all the time. I cannot fathom how that made it past anybody's desk. But yeah, that's it. 6.4, I can't say that it's probably that it's far and away worse than any other motor out there.
That apparently inspired another question, and Aaron said he has a 6.4. Mm-hmm. And would you recommend going back with compound setup or a single turbo?
The single setup is great. You're not going to get the low end power and the low end responsiveness like you are going to get in the dual setup. But H&S Motorsports and a few other companies have got really, really nice drop-in single setups for the truck that are going to be very responsive. There's plenty of displacement in the 6.4 to get a good-sized charger moving. So with some mild fueling upgrades, you're going to have plenty of bottom end power. It's just not going to have that almost instant responsiveness like the dual setup does. So, but it's still going to be great.
At what level of power on a first-gen 12 valve is fire ringing the head necessary?
I don't think it's a power level as it is a pressure level of what turbo that you're running. The 35 frame is obviously a very high pressure ratio turbo. It's going to cause you to have a head gasket compromise. Do it anyway. Do it just for the general 12 valve setup. That was terrible. That's terrible, man. Even stock turbo, depending on how you drive, you can squirt a gasket out, go on and stud the head, and fire ring it too. You're gonna thank me later.
There we go. Finally got some comments popping up the right way. Every time we get this stupid thing figured out, they change it, and it's a pain in the butt to figure out again. All right. Can you recommend a twin setup for a 6.0 liter.
Wonder if Holder's watching today. Maybe Holder can jump in there, or Josh Wesley.
I have not seen Holder or them yet.
Most of the kits that we have are at a turbo, at a low pressure, which are nice kits as well. So, my suggestion on that would probably be industrial injection. I think they've got a really nice kit. Yeah. I'm going to go with industrial on that. And that's not, and that's in our offering. And there's lots of manufacturers out there that make great kits for them with drop-in 363s in the valley or whatnot. So,
follow up on the single turbo earlier from Aaron. Would the single lower my EGTs? I pull a lot and would like to put more power, but keep the EGTs as low as possible.
Not necessarily lower your EGTs. I don't think on high side that you're going to be gaining anything that's going to bring a huge temperature drop into your EGTs. If you tow quite a bit and you're reaching the 1500, 1600 degree temperature while you're towing, no, sir, I don't think that's going to be something that you're going to drop in with a single and get that kind of drop. At that point, you may want to look at water methanol. Sterling Hopper just joined. Thank you, Sterling, for joining in. We were just talking about your twin turbo setup for industrial injection, and contrary to popular belief, I am not drunk today.
I have
I have been accused of drinking gin today, but I have not had any gin today.
Have a 9673 IDI, running rich, new IDM, ICPS, and HPOP is good. Is the injector sticking?
By running rich, I mean, are you seeing more white smoke when you first start up, or do you think it could be a cold start problem where you're not getting complete combustion, or you're not getting? There's a lot to that. If the truck is smoking quite a bit, even up to operating temperature, you could, but it's really not in HUE injection. It's really not what you see normally as far as that kind of a failure rate. I'd like to know a little bit more about the question, I guess.
Cool deal. Why don't you hit us up with some follow-up on that, Seth, and I'm sorry, not Seth, but Preston, and we'll work on that one for you some more. 7.3 excursion. Don't see a lot of 7.3 excursions today. I saw one that was pretty sharp driving around town.
Captain's chairs. Hopefully it had the captain's chairs in it. Second row.
Those things were sweet, man. If they came out, imagine a 6.7 excursion if they did a limited edition.
I think they're doing something. Maybe they're putting it in the new Explorer that's coming out that's supposed to have the new light duty diesel in it. I don't know.
I mean, that's where it's going.
Yeah.
It'll look like Europe does in a couple of years, I think, just with everything having diesel in it.
The whole VW fiasco slowed it down just a little bit. But I think it'll be right.
Depends on what the EPA stuff does too.
Sure.
That could change all of it. Sorry, Seth. We'll get back to your question. 7.3 excursion. Is there a better option for towing for a transmission cooler than the 6.0 liter style?
What year 7.3?
Didn't say what year the 7.3 was. Just wanting to know. I guess kind of want to know is the transmission cooler on the 6.0, is it the best way to go on the 7.3 excursion?
I would think
that's how I read that question.
I would think that you could probably add as many coolers into the system really as you wanted to. BD's got a nice cooler setup as well. That's all universal fit, just depending on what size transmission lines that you've got. You can double up on your coolers. That should definitely get you within spec on your trans temp. I think the cooler that comes in it is efficient. I don't think that you're going to be able to put. I guess you would be able to drop it by putting a larger core cooler in there, but you're going to gom up the front of your truck. So I'm going to say frame rail mounted BD universal trans cooler.
Is that the external cooler?
The external.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's. I was going to say I thought we had an external that was basically just like a fan on the bottom of it.
And deeper. There's other ways to accomplish. Yes, that's it. It actually mounts on the frame rail, and you're going to have line in and out.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I way undersimplified it.
Oh yeah. But also too, increasing your fluid capacity on the transmission is going to help you with your cooling properties too. So a deeper transmission pan is going to get you a little bit of a cooler temperature as well.
Have an 0460 excursion during the same day. The other day I went to start it. Lights came on, but as the fuel pump was circulating, I could tell the battery was getting weaker as it circulated. Of course, it didn't start. I jumped it and let it run 30 minutes or so. I got RPMs up to about 1,500 a couple of times and let it run. Turned it off, wouldn't start. So I got both batteries replaced. One read 48 volts, the other read 110 volts when tested. Still only getting 12 volts showing on the gauges. Is my alternator going out? You need to read that one. That was a lot.
What type of voltage is the truck making while it is running? Are you getting, I mean, just basically, are you getting 14 volts out of the alternator at that point? If you're getting 14 volts out of the alternator at that, with the truck running, then I think that your alternator is good. You said that you replaced the batteries and the truck still didn't start. Did it not crank over, or there's so much more there that we really need to know. All signs point to alternator, but I hate to tell you that, especially on that engine, with what you're going to have to go through, to get the alternator off of it.
That's not a guess and check.
No, it's not a guess and check type of thing. When the truck is running, once you jump it and it runs, if it'll run under its own power and it'll make 14 volts, then I don't think that you're having an alternator problem. The air pump or the fuel pump running thing, that was kind of confusing to me too, because if you've got a air dog or a fast and you're hearing it run, maybe it might be pulling too much amperage. It might have pulled your batteries down. So, and I'd like to know your stock batteries. Did they test bad? Did they load test them when you took them in as cores? So I don't know.
Is there a way to make my CP4 in my LML live for a long time? Truck has 120K on it, and it just says I change the every 10,000K miles, or should I do a CP3 conversion?
CP3 conversion.
Is he saying he's changing a CP4 every 10,000 miles? Is that what you got out of that?
No, change fuel filter every 10,000 miles.
Okay.
Just the CP4, the higher pressure regimen in the CP4 it lends itself to its failures. There's a lot more to it than that. The capability of the motor too is it puts a huge strain on the CP4 system. You can do add a pump and do the CP3 addition. So you run CP3 over CP4. That keeps everything wet and keeps it happy. We have found in the field, in the trucks that we have done with that conversion, even on our own shop truck, that the CP4s are living quite a long time, especially in towing regiments where fuel commanded and actual is definitely it's definitely very trying on the injection pump. Does that say that your wife just got on eBay and spent $407?
No, that says somebody bought something from us for $747.
Well, bless their heart.
This is my workout.
Oh, I thought it was your wife that was on there.
No. I couldn't find her iPad. She hid that today, or I'd have brought that up here too.
I broke my wife. They gave her a Kindle. She went to some real estate show and she got a Kindle, and I had it for like 2 weeks and I broke it.
You dropped it and broke it? Or?
I had it in my backpack when we went to Vegas.
Chris threw up on it, huh? Yeah, that happens. All right, since we're on the topic of compound kits, Kenny wants to know this. What do you think about power-driven diesel, 62, 69 compound setup? They say it's a super quick spooling turbo compound setup.
I don't know anything about the setup per se. I don't have any experience with it, but I've heard good things about the company. That setup, I don't know anything about your truck, so whether that's going to work for you, but that's a light setup. I think that would be super fast spooling. Just by the numbers, it should be crazy fast to spool. Anything that's got that light, kind of low end responsiveness to it, I would think it's going to be a blast to drive. Yeah, I think you're going to be happy.
How do I get more power out of my 2012 Ram 3500 without breaking the bank?
What have you done so far? Have you done the big three: tuner, exhaust, intake? If you've already done that, what's your next step? Without breaking the bank, I would think that, and this is all things considered, we're going to just consider that you've done a lift pump upgrade, you have done tuning upgrades, exhaust, intake upgrades. Your next step, I would think that you would want to do a modified CP3 pump. A modified CP3 pump is going to help you find power bands in your tuning that you were not able to hit on your stock setup. There's other things that are relative to that. Your tuning, what kind of duration is being asked for it, being asked of it, what you do with the truck, if you're towing, so on. That's it. CP3 upgrade, like PowerFlow 750 from Fleece. S&S has got the Sportsman's pump. Industrial Injection has got a whole lineup of 30% over and plus going up increments. Their new XP Stroker series. BD's has got a good pump. So all of these companies have got very, very good CP3 upgrades that I would definitely suggest that you do. Any of those that you pick that I mentioned are going to be awesome upgrades for your truck.
The boys downstairs are hollering because we're taking their internet, apparently. That's all right. I brought it to them anyway. All right.
Hollering because we took the hotspot off. Took the iPad.
I think we're hijacking their hotspot for the show.
That means we gotta go.
No, I think we're fine right now. We actually got a lot of people watching. All right. What time is it? 'Cause we don't have a ton of time.
3:15.
Okay, let's do about another 15 minutes today,
Okay.
and we'll close out there. All right. This is a really simple one. I don't know if you have an answer for it or not. What traction bars do you recommend for a daily driver weekend tow rig for a toy hauler and a bobcat?
Adjustable ones. Really, that's it. Traction bars have to be as functional as they are. Traction bars need to be functional, in my opinion. A lot of people put them on trucks just for the aesthetics of it. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing with them or why the hell they put them on there.
They're
just
more
because
worried about what color they can paint them.
They're more worried about what color they can paint them. But traction bars are definitely a very functional thing. We offer ProFab. Is that it? Is what we've got? We just don't have any something like that.
We have ProComp bars. We've never gotten into the traction bar market. Yeah. We've looked at it a few times.
Which is a good bar. I know that one of the biggest names in the industry right now is Longhorn. They make a great bar as well. That's all I got. As far as just my suggestion to you is definitely get an adjustable traction bar so you can, and you will understand this once you get it. Once you get traction bars on the truck and you drive with a load on it, or whether you don't, you are not going to want the same setup unloaded on the traction bars as you are loaded. So
I was losing my comments.
It's okay.
I had to switch up there. That didn't help.
Is anybody catching any fish right now, or is anybody watching the Masters today? Is anybody in states that are more southern than ours that turkey season came in on the first weekend? Has anybody shot a turkey in the face yet? We would like to know all of those things.
So we missed a bunch of questions there, and I'm sorry about that. I can't
because Adam was texting his wife.
Wasn't that? I did that in between, trying to do one thing and the other, but I don't know where they went. So I know there was one question on there about for somebody new to the diesel world, and welcome. Sorry we can't answer your question today, but welcome. If you are hearing this and you want to type it in, go ahead and we'll see if we can get it. But what's more cost effective, a dual fueler or a CP3 conversion on the LML?
I think you're right about the same. I think you can do the CP3 edition for about the same time. Yeah. It's only going to get worse too, man. I think price point wise, I think that you're just about the same to do a CP3 edition on the over CP4 kit as you are to do the conversion kit too.
I'll get it eventually. I'm considering waking up a 2007-3 with a manual transmission and stock clutch. How far can I go as far as a tuner without hurting the clutch?
It all depends on your driving styles. It just depends on you can destroy a stock clutch with a bone stock horsepower truck, and we talk about that all the time. And I don't mean to laugh because it was a dumb question. I'm always amazed at how people ask us questions a lot, and it's the automatic transmission guys. Or when guys are talking about head gaskets, how far can I go before I'm going to blow a head gasket, or how far am I going to go before I destroy my automatic transmission, or how far can I go power-wise before I slip my stock clutch? It really, and it's beating a dead horse, and we say it all the time, it's really relative to how you drive it. I mean, it really, really is. If you just drive like an idiot, you can torch all of these things, head gaskets, transmissions, clutches, you can totally torch them in stock form.
And we see that regularly, where people do that in stock form. Barry Pierce wants to know, how did Wade do this weekend at shotgun shooting?
So, I was defeated on the Sporting Clays course here in my home state, Commonwealth of Kentucky, by Mr. Barry Pierce of GDP Tuning. Mr. Pierce shot a superior 55 clays to my measly 49 clays. I was defeated.
Bub, what?
I fell apart on the last three stands, and I couldn't make it up.
How many stands were there?
We shot 100 round.
How many stands?
How many stands was it, Barry? 12? 12, I think it was 12 stands. 12 stands. I took 2 out of 18, and it was terrible, awful. Rematch for sure. I got to go to Utah. I'll have to go to Utah or Idaho and get him in one of his home states. His home state of Idaho, but his second company in Utah.
The questions are kind of sucking on today for whatever reason. I don't know if it's internet
thank
or
you
what.
for chiming in, Barry.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Let's just chat about something today. Do you want to talk about VP44s? Do you want me to grab one of the fuel lines?
We did a really good common rail video today. Some of our we've kind of gotten we're trying to do more installments for just simple stuff videos. What is a lift pump? What is common rail injection, which is the one we did today. I built an absolute piece of diesel art today that was phenomenal. I constructed a 5.9 CP3, attached it to a 5.9 rail, put a 6.7 fuel pressure sensor in it, 5.9 cascade valve, and attached it to an LB7 injector, and it was an absolute masterpiece.
You ought to save that.
It's beautiful. So we were talking about common rail and what is it, and that's what we did today. So check out our newest video, What is Common Rail in Redneck Terms.
I think it'll be next Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. with our artwork. We're trying to do a talk now about our VP44 offerings. We have 2 VP44s. If you've shopped with us before, we offer a 1-year pump and a 2-year pump. We're trying to do a little video about that right now. Here is our 1-year pump, our closest to it.
Ta-da!
The VP44, the VP44 offerings are actually something that we're very, very proud of.
And I'm not holding up
we're
what I'm talking about. Oh, the hell. Here we're back.
We have a great product that we are proud for you to run on your vehicle. So if you have a VP44 truck 9802, we would love to have your fuel injection business.
I train wrecked that whole thing.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's all right. You look thinner in it, bub.
Yeah.
Hair looks darker.
It's the problem is right here. So, man, that's really about all that we've got with the internet down here at the shop today. If you guys have been calling us, you can get through. But if people have been emailing us that are watching out there in the industry today and you haven't heard anything back from us, it's because
a lot of storms.
Internet, no bueno.
Yeah, a lot of storms yesterday. And there's storms all through the southeast. And any of the rest of you all that are dealing with that, good luck.
Yeah, God bless you.
Yeah.
Your Adam's roof blew off his house.
Yep.
And he was over in his neighbor's yard helping his neighbors pick up tree limbs, and he forgot about checking his
Didn't
own
see
roof.
my roof. Nope.
Didn't
see mine.
She gone.
It was on the back.
That's really all I got. What do you got going on in marketing right now? Anything that they've got coming up sales wise, or
got a DDP promotion going on right now? If you buy any set of performance Yeah. Any full sets. So any full sets of injectors or nozzles, you get a free DDP shirt with it.
And it's a really, really cool shirt.
Yeah,
So.
there should be a pretty decent little sale coming up this weekend. Again, if you're not on our email list, I would highly encourage you to be there. Not only do we put out all of our content on our emails, we don't do a ton of sales emails. We do more like sending out diesel universities or sending out random diesel tips or articles on people's trucks. If you like to read or listen to stuff about trucks and diesel engines, then it's a really good email list to be part of. And then occasionally, especially during like holidays and stuff, we will send out sales emails. Most of the time, it's content. Yeah.
We have.
I'm trying to think what other sales we have.
We've got the bank sale that's going on right now. Everybody in the industry is running that. The EGT probe sale is running through next week,
and that's wrapping up soon.
Actually, week after next.
Yeah, you need to get in on that with the CTS. That's any CTS2.
Any CTS unit
that does not already come.
That does not already come with the SUA evolutions.
Yeah. So the reason we say that the juice attitudes, if you're not aware, they already come with the probe. So it'd be a little redundant to get a free one with that one.
And you're getting it with insights as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're getting it with the insight kits, CTS kits as well. So
we are some sad news, I guess. Wade and I are not doing as many shows this year. So
we're off the road.
Yeah, we're off the road. The only one we're going to be doing as of right now is going to be all Diesel Day.
Yeah, we're going to Bain and Woolsey's show.
In May 13th.
Yeah, out in Western Kentucky. We're going to it. I think that's the end of it. We will be floating around.
Yeah, we'll still be at all the shows. So if you see us walking around, want to holler at us or ask us a question, feel free to stop us. But we probably won't be setting up a booth this year.
We will be floating around at UCC as well. We're jazzed about that trip. That's going to be awesome. Awesome time in the industry, and I can't think of really what else. Of course, we'll probably be floating around at TS as well. That's all I got.
Okay,
that's all I got.
All right. Well, I guess tell them bye. What time is it?
Yeah, it's 6:25. Right. We can do it. So we got to get back to
That's
the
best we can do today, guys. Sorry we didn't get to do as many questions, and that didn't work out as well. That happens, obviously, sometimes. We were able to get on here for a few minutes and answer some stuff. If you have more questions, message the Facebook page. We'll be happy to follow up with any of you that we said something to, and we'll get them answered one way or the other. So thanks for watching.
Masters weekend. Get out, watch some golf, catch some basses, and shoot a turkey in the face.
Tell them bye.
Bye, Wade.